Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, angelic astrologer and spiritual consultant with angelmessenger.net, here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, November 17th through Sunday, November 23rd, 2014. So I want to start out by saying we've certainly been through a lot of intense energies over the past few weeks. The whole month of October, we had Mercury retrograde, we had a full moon lunar eclipse, and a new moon solar eclipse. And even now, as we're halfway through the month of November, we're still experiencing a lot of intense energies that are affecting so many people, myself included. But we have a lot of Scorpio energy. I mean, always this time of year, the sun is in Scorpio, but up until this past Sunday, we had Venus in Scorpio. We have Saturn in Scorpio, which is the heavy-duty planet that we're dealing with, and Mercury, is now back in Scorpio. And with all the Scorpio energy, especially like I said, with Saturn in Scorpio, it's bringing up deep, intense challenges within us, things, our shadow side, things that we're dealing with on an ego level. But this is to shine light on things. This is to kind of bring things up to the surface. This is to allow us to bring healing to these parts of us that we may have buried for a really long time, and maybe for past lives that we've buried this energy. So as we move into this week astrologically, Monday and Tuesday, this is when the sun comes up to join Saturn in Scorpio. Now, the sun shines its light upon things, but of course remember, since Saturn's in Scorpio, the sun also right now is in Scorpio. So these two planets coming together Monday and Tuesday, it gives us an opportunity to kind of shine light on those dark shadow aspects within us. Okay, could be doubts, could be fears, could be anxieties, could be things about self-worth, could be things about finances or our life path, our goals. This is allowing us to take a closer look at these things, but in order to take a closer look, they have to come up to the surface. Now, Scorpio also deals with our sense of empowerment. So this can also be a time period where there's power and control issues between us and other people, or just issues regarding our power and owning our power, stepping into our power and our truth. This can also be just about us. So there's so many ways that these energies, and like I said, we've had a lot of energies in Scorpio lately, so it's not just this Monday and Tuesday, but we've been dealing with this for a long while, and I feel like we're getting ready to move out of this soon. Very soon Saturn will be moving out of Scorpio and into Sagittarius. That's not quite yet though. But, when this happens, I feel like there's going to be a turning point, some changes in the heaviness, if you will, of the energies that we've been experiencing. As we move into Wednesday and Thursday this week, we have Venus, which is now in the sign of Sagittarius. So it has moved out of Scorpio, and Venus in Sagittarius is more light, it's more fun, it's more freedom oriented when it comes to relationships. But it's going to be in a challenging aspect to Neptune, and Neptune is that planet of spirituality, and it also is about confusion and illusion. And since this is a challenging aspect, this is the universe's way of just letting us know to pay extra special attention when it comes to relationship matters, matters of the heart, love. Venus also rules money and finances, so also when it comes to financial dealings in our lives, or the money and our resources in our lives, we just want to make sure that we're clear on everything, because a challenging aspect or a square aspect to Neptune means we have to make sure we're clear, that we really understand our feelings, our thoughts, as well as the other person's feelings and thoughts. We have to understand our perspective versus oh, let's say the ego perspective versus the spiritual perspective. And this is, if we're dealing perhaps also with the money matters. So it's just going to be good that if we're dealing with these things, to wait a few days, wait until this aspect kind of separates and clears up a little bit before we make decisions, before we, get too discouraged, because again, Venus squaring Neptune, it might show certain energies that are not necessarily the truth of the matter. So just keep that in mind as you're moving through the middle of the week. And then I feel like we get a lot lighter as we move into Saturday the 22nd, because then we have a new moon in Sagittarius. Now, what happens first is that the sun finally moves out of Scorpio and into Sagittarius very early in the morning hours of Saturday, and that's Eastern Daylight Time, or Eastern Standard Time, excuse me. And so we're going to feel this mood lift, we're going to feel this heaviness of Scorpio. And Scorpio's not all bad. I mean, Scorpio's deep and it's intense and it's mysterious and it's, it's very perceptive. And I love Scorpio energy because it's all about transformation and change. It's kind of, again, digging into your truth, digging into and stepping into your power. That's part of the reason why I put Isis and the Phoenix back here today in our video, because those two things both symbolize to me kind of, spreading your wings and rising from, the depths of discovery of what's really inside of you, and just kind of coming back into and rebirthing yourself. So we have the sun moving into Sagittarius Saturday morning, and then just a few hours after that, about 3 hours later, the moon moves into Sagittarius, and it creates this new moon at 0 degrees, the first degree, the beginning, initiating degree of Sagittarius. So you're definitely going to feel a shift of energy. It's going to be lighter, it's going to be more optimistic, it's going to be more happy and more joyful, and it's going to be more motivating. You're going to have more energy, more enthusiasm. And so I really feel like, again, by the time we get to the end of the week and we have this new moon in Sagittarius, we're going to all feel a lot lighter. Now remember to use the energies earlier in the week, as we have been having to use these energies over the last few weeks, to do some self-discovery, do some meditation, do some inner house cleaning, do what you need to do to kind of go down deep into the core of who you are and bring forth your truth and release and let go of everything else that is no longer in your highest and best interest to hold on to. The old doubts and fears and anxieties, it's time to release those and let those go and really come into your power. Now, coming back to Saturday on this new moon, we do have an aspect where Mercury, the planet of thoughts, communications, ideas, it's in a challenging aspect to Jupiter, but Jupiter's in Leo, and Jupiter is about expansion, and it's about good luck, and it's about benefits. And with it being in Leo, it's about creative self-expression, expanding our creative self-expression. So even though this is a square or a challenging aspect with Mercury, I don't necessarily feel it's all bad. It's expanding your perceptions. It's pushing you to expand your perceptions, which sometimes might feel a little challenging. When we're challenged to view things from a different vantage point, or we're challenged to or pushed to view things in a different way, sometimes that challenges our ego mind, our thought processes, but it's not necessarily all negative. Okay, so let's look at your stones of choice for the week. So this week we have malachite. This is a brand new piece of malachite that I purchased, and I really like it. But malachite is a dark green stone. It's to me, it reminds me of Archangel Raphael and the healing of the heart chakra. So here we're dealing with a stone that deals with heart chakra, relationship, not just relationship with others, but I want to say relationship with ourselves too, and how we feel and respect ourselves. Your second stone of choice, this is an agate, but it's like an orange agate. It looks very much like carnelian to me, although it's not. And this is going to relate to your sacral chakra, your sense of creative self-expression and passion, your sense of passion for life and passion for what you're doing. And then your third stone of choice is a blue calcite. This is a light blue calcite. It looks like sky blue. And this is going to relate to the throat chakra and speaking your truth and speaking your truth with clarity. You know, we have that Venus square Neptune earlier in the week, and then we have Mercury square Jupiter. So this is about making sure that you're speaking your truth and you're speaking it very clearly. So again, your stones of choice for the week are malachite, the orange agate, and the blue calcite. Now, when I was shuffling Doreen Virtue's Angel Tarot deck, this card was sticking out. I mean, it was the only card that was just sticking out higher than the other ones. And so I asked if it was a special message card, and the angel said yes. So I put it up here that we can look at that after we look at our 3 cards that we choose. And for your special message card, depending on the stone that you choose this week, I was guided to choose a different deck. I don't think we've ever used this deck in the weekly angel card reading, but this is Linda Goodman's Star Cards by Crystal Bush. So that's going to be kind of new and different and exciting to use. So let's start out by shuffling our angel tarot deck. We're going to ask all of our angels and the archangels, the ascended masters, all of those of the highest vibration of light, to come in and tell us, show us what we need to know for this week. Okay, this one was sticking out, and the one on the bottom keeps calling to me. Okay, and then we have to shuffle a little bit more, and this one here on the bottom is calling to me. So let's set these aside and see what our message for the week is. We start out with Major Arcana number 14. This is balance with Archangel Zadkiel. The message at the bottom says the need for balance and moderation, cooperation and compromise, and wait for perfect timing. Now, I feel that just that word at the top, balance, is definitely very telling for the week. I feel especially drawn to that word, and like we've talked about all of the changes and the intense energies of transformation, and we also have that Pluto-Uranus square that's getting closer and closer, coming into a tighter aspect, which will become exact in December, which is also bringing a lot of transformation and changes. But the angels here are saying to just stay at peace, stay balanced. You know, keep your emotions balanced, keep your mental thoughts balanced. This is a time to not jump the gun or, you know, make any quick decisions necessarily unless you're really, you know, sure as you're in your center what it is you want to do or what steps you want to take or what decision you want to make. So again, we're starting out the week at least by bringing in this sense of balance, by not, again, not wavering one way or the other, not being pulled down one way or the other. It's a time of patience to me. This card deals with a little bit of patience amongst chaos. That's what I feel, is that there can be a lot of chaotic energies going on around you, with your friends, with your family, with your work, you know, with your own life path in many different ways. But you need to stay centered and at peace and balanced within yourself to be able to kind of move through that. Let's look at the second card to get more information. Wow, we have another Major Arcana card. So this is the Sun, number 19, with Archangel Uriel. And this says, a happy outcome, brilliant new ideas that lead to success, have confidence in yourself. So I feel like a lot of this week's energies deals with our sense of confidence, our sense of independence, our sense of self-sufficiency. And usually the Sun card deals with our work, our career, our goals, our ambitions. And so I feel like we're dealing a lot with, you know, our destiny path in general, and more specifically, things dealing with our career and where we're moving as far as the work we do out in the world and how people perceive us as far as our role out in the world. And this is really saying that we're going to have success. We're going to have good things coming. But with that first card, the balance card, I feel like there needs to be a little bit of a waiting time period. Now, it may not be too long of a waiting time period. Again, that new moon in Sagittarius is on Saturday. So I'm feeling as we're moving towards that new moon, and perhaps just after that new moon is going to be a time period where things start to look up, things start to fall into place. We start to get the messages or the guidance or the green light to move ahead with different things in our lives. Now the key is to, again, have confidence, and that's what all this Scorpio energy and the changing energies that are happening is all about. Again, is to empower us, to allow us to release any shadow side energies and to move into our sense of truth and our sense of confidence to empower ourselves. And as we do that, as we empower ourselves and have confidence, that's when things are going to start to really move for us in a positive direction. The last card, interesting, because this last card is the Five of Fire. And it says competing goals, bothersome details, and conflict with others. Now, the 5, when we think of the number 5, it's a lot of scattered energy. It's a lot of chaotic energies. And this here fire element is energy. It's the spiritual plane, and it's about physical kind of energy or physical movement of energy. So this is telling me that there's a lot going on. It doesn't necessarily have to be a negative thing, but sometimes when there's a lot of things going on, it produces kind of confusion and chaos because you can't get any clear direction, especially if you're not balanced, which is why I think this card here kind of came up first. The more you can stay in a place of balance through meditation or yoga or taking walks out in nature, the better it's going to be for you to be able to move through some of this chaotic energy of the Five of Fire. Again, if you can stay balanced, we're going to have success this week. You're going to have success in moving forward in whatever areas that you're trying to have movement in or have success in. Let's see what the extra special message card is. Interesting. Okay, we have another 5. This is the 5 of Earth. The message at the bottom says fears surrounding money, the wisdom to accept help from others, and uncertain self-employment. So again, 5, again, kind of a lot of things going on, imbalance, chaotic energies. Here, this is on the physical plane, on the earth plane. So this is dealing with matters of money and finance and career and projects that you're working on. So with these 2 5 energies, the 5 of Fire, the 5 of Earth, we're having a lot of changes going on. This, to me, again, would be a lot of changes, a lot of redirections. It's throwing us off our center. It's throwing us out of balance. And so, again, going back to this first card, the more we can stay in balance, the more it's going to allow us to move forward, make the decisions that we need to go in the direction that's in our highest and best interest. Okay, let's see what your special message card is, depending on your stone of choice. So give these a shuffle. We'll ask your guides and angels to come in. And for those of you that chose the malachite, right here on the bottom, this is number 26, and it says partnerships. Okay, so this week, you're going to be, most of this energy that they're talking about that's happening this week is going to be in the realm of relationships. Could be romantic relationships, business relationships, family relationships, but here we're dealing with the energies between 2 people, okay? Could be you and the mother, you and your father, you and your sister, you and your business partner, you and your husband, wife, you and a child. But it's about one-on-one relationships, and actually they're drawing me to the number 26, which is at the top here, and The 2 is about partnership between 2 people, but 6 is about home and family too. So whether this be your biological home and family, or a group like a community of people that would be a sense of family, it could deal with that as well. But a lot of this energy of having to have balance this week and have confidence and empower yourself this week for you is going to deal in relationship matters. So, move through those the best you can, and staying balanced is going to be your #1 priority. Okay, so let's see what the message is for those that chose the orange agate. This one here sticking out. And this one is number 10, and it's the Wheel of Fortune. Now, this one is definitely very, what do I want to say, significant in relationship to the Wheel of Fortune tarot card, because the Wheel of Fortune in the tarot deck is number 10 as well. So, and interesting too that it fell on, even though it doesn't necessarily just deal with the Sun card here, but that is in the middle. And this is telling me that you're going to have a good turn of events, okay? So whatever's been going on in your life, there's going to be a switch here. You're going to feel a switch or a turn of the energies to something more positive, something more beneficial. Again, the Wheel of Fortune to me indicates success. It indicates a karmic turn of the wheel to where old, whether it be past life energies or karmic energies, are kind of released, healed, and let go, and you're able to move forward in a much more positive, joyful, successful way towards your goals, towards whatever it is that you're working on this week. So very, very positive energy there for you. And then for the people that chose the blue calcite, I'll give these a shuffle here. Okay, I think this one here is speaking to me, so let's put this down. And this is number 1, and it's the Sun card. Wonderful, because we had the Sun card right in the middle of this reading today. And if you can see this, this shows a lion sitting kind of at dusk on a mountaintop or on a cliff. And to me, this is about your sense of individuality, your sense of leadership, your sense of strength. Again, your sense of courage. That's what the Sun is about. It's about your identity, your individuality. And for me, they're showing me or drawing me to the fact that this lion, first of all, looks very confident in his stance and the way he's sitting on that mountaintop, sort of almost looking slightly up into the air like, yes, I've made it. Yes, I've gotten there. I'm where I want to be, and I'm moving forward. And also the fact that it's at dusk, so it's kind of like shadowy. It's shadowy, but you can see the peak or the hint of the sun behind the clouds, which to me again is indicating a turn of the energies, a turn of events, that the sun is starting to shine upon you, that it's going to break free from behind that cloud. So all of the work that you've done on yourself, all the healing that you've done, the releasing, the letting go of the scorpionic energies that we've been dealing with, that you are coming out the other side very, very successful, that you're coming through stronger, that you're coming through brighter, and that again too, you're going to have this sense of courage and this sense of yourself, really owning your own truth and your own sense of self to move forward very successfully towards the next step on your path. So I hope you liked this weekly angel card reading. I want to thank each and every one of you for your support. I also want to say that I would love to do a personal reading for you. The energies are all affecting you differently depending on your astrological chart, your astrological blueprint, as I like to call it. So if I can do a personal reading for you, if you'd like that, please contact me through angelmessenger.net. I have a personal page there. You can see all of the different kinds of readings, the different healing sessions that I offer, and I would love to connect with you and help you as we move forward on our paths. So thank you all again. Blessings of love and light to each and every one of you, and many, many angel blessings until next week.